All right, folks, it's 3 o'clock here on this Thursday. Hope you're doing well as we get ready for another cold night and a very eventful weekend once again across the east here. It seems like we cannot catch a break with our weather here across the weekends. Again, we've been telling you about it all week long. We're watching again for another round of wintry weather. This time around, looks like to be mostly all snow again. We could most likely see a little bit of everything for the coastline, a little bit of mixing as possible that could take place. But most of us here across the inland spots could see, again, that wintry weather, most likely looking like a snow concern this go around. Of course, the bitterly cold temperatures will follow afterwards as well. So definitely going to be seeing a chance of that cold weather here to just not leave, at least for the next few days anyway. Give or take by this time next week, hopefully we should be out of those very, very bitter cold temperatures. But for now, let's get you to your current forecast right now. Obviously, again, still seeing those mid-30s out there, low 30s and up to the state line, even down around the Outer Banks region. It has been cold there all the way around the board. Again, that north flow does make it feel slightly colder as it is outside. Feels like temperatures in the 20s and 30s this afternoon. Usually I keep saying the morning because it's normally when we're coldest in the morning. It is, but overall we're going to be seeing those changes just become very slowly changing, evolving in our forecast here over the next little bit. Of course, that breeze out of that north flow, about 5 to 10 inland, 10 to 15 along the coast. There's a lot of a wind alerts issue there for the coastal spots. We'll dive into those in just a few minutes. But of course, the radar is quiet here. Streaming clouds, yes, not much precipitation falling here across the inland spots across the east here. Definitely just seeing some pretty cold temperatures all around the board. So over the next few hours, again, temperatures will be in the mid 30s, dropping to the low 30s tonight there. Clouds increasing for us there. That northwest flow, yes, definitely going to be sticking around for a while, not changing anytime soon. Unfortunately, even for our coastal spots, you're going to be cold, or that was the coastal areas. Here's our inland locations with that too, so I had our graphics switched around. But overall, again, calm breezes for the inland, breezier along the coastline, so definitely going to be seeing that stick about. All right, let's get to what everybody's talking about. Again, the windy conditions here as we go towards this weekend, definitely seeing again those cold air as well. So definitely we got some headlines here. So Saturday morning starting out through midday Sunday, so this is going to be almost a whole durating event for the whole weekend compared to last weekend, because last Saturday we were able to salvage much of the day. It was late night, overnight, and then Sunday morning we really saw this take apart. But this time around it's going to be mostly on Saturday morning. We'll get a break, a few breaks in between, and it's mostly Saturday night through Sunday. We'll see those return for us too, and you kind of see those snow inches, 3 to 5 for inland, roughly 5 to 8 along the coastline, possibly some higher amounts can't be ruled out. Roads will become a bit of an issue here as we go towards the weekend, and early next week we're going to be dealing with these dangerously cold wind chills down to zero, closing on some much colder wind chill feelings at that. Winter storm watches, most could be possibly upgraded to winter storm warnings eventually for some of us here, so stay tuned for that by the National Weather Service. They're the ones who issues those alerts out. We don't issue the alerts out. We have those extreme cold watches out now that were upgraded from extreme cold advisories now. They're now extreme cold watches as we go towards the whole viewing area. This is for the weekend, so we're seeing those bitterly cold and high wind watches, or warnings rather, down towards areas along Terrell, Dare, outside of coastal Hyde County there in Carteret County, seeing those concerns with that, up to winds near up to gusting of 60 miles an hour. So definitely a little more on the windier side there. And again, we'll be surprised if more wind moves further inland. Now, this is what everybody's been wanting to know. Who's going to see what? How much and when and where? Obviously, again, there's a little sandwich between that 3 to 5. Most inland spots, we could see some dry spells in between that. We could see that pick up, and again, that would reduce snowfall amounts, but still, overall, we could still pick up a couple of inches regardless. The coastal spots, and pretty much north and well out of Interstate 440, 540 there towards Raleigh, Durham, Knightdale could pick up again a couple more inches with that outside of our viewing area. So if you see this map, again, we've been slightly making little minute changes to it, so that's something to keep in mind as you've been watching us over the last few days, or today now. We actually put that out for you. Now for the rest of tonight, nothing like that. It's just going to be cold, clouds, yes, passing by too, so definitely one of those nights you got to bundle up. take it cold, start the morning off a little bit on the slower side, take your time. We're starting that car up in the morning because our vehicles are having probably now trouble with this result. We've been stuck in this cold now for almost a week or even longer now, with temperatures in the teens and 20s at night. So that's the problem we're running into here. The cold weather also affects the automobiles. That's something to keep in mind. Could see a few snow flurries in between tomorrow, but nothing that's going to accumulate to anything. But as we go towards late tomorrow night, and again, most of that moisture starts to move in as we go towards right around sunrise, give or take, on Saturday, and then kind of off and on the day. And then really picking up late Saturday into Sunday, we'll really start to see those snowfall pick up with that too. But here's your winds forecast. Very cold here. That northeast component of the wind sticks around for quite a while and doesn't really change much, unfortunately, as we go towards the weekend and early next week. But that early next week time frame, we're going to see a change in that, and then warming up slightly, generously. 40s for a change, now somewhere number 30s and 20s for highs. Finally getting out of the deep freeze for a little bit, but for overall, your reminders here through at least next Wednesday morning, lows in the teens and 20s. Drip your faucets, cover the outdoor pipes if you do have those intact. Also make your pets in, make sure they're safe, make sure your neighbors, check on them too. Be careful with the space heaters. The last thing you need to result into a heat story because you didn't properly take care of it right, so be mindful of that. And then it's a lot more than just obviously your pipes yourself. Make sure everything is all secure as you do so. Forecast tomorrow, again, mid-30s. We'll drop to the 20s a couple of days. Overnight lows in the teens. Possibly some upper single digits can be ruled out late Sunday and Monday morning. So just keep these bitterly cold temperatures around for a couple of more nights and early next week. And then by the time we get to Tuesday, we'll get one more kind of very, very frigid night. And then it'll eventually get more melting taken apart, anything that does fall. So we'll have to watch out for the refreeze again for a few nights. But with this being a dry, powdery snow, most of the snow, again, it's going to be gone by the time it blows around everywhere. It's going to stick around for a day or so, but we're not talking about a heavy, wet snow with that too. Let's try 40s here after Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, next week. Right now, next chance of precipitation comes by Thursday. It looks like, as of now, that could be just mostly rain. We might see it start as a little bit of a mixing, as our overnight lows will be in the below freezing category. So we've seen this play out once before, but obviously it doesn't look like a humongous winter storm, at least from a week from today. But it's something just to have on the radar as you do step out over the next few days to come. But over the next pretty much 3 days, really, get ready for some bitter cold. Also, again, some temperatures that we have just become so numb to at this point now because it's cold out there as it is. Definitely something to be mindful of yourself. Look after each other with that too. Windsor, yeah. Heather, yeah, possibly, yeah. You could see a little bit of wintry precipitation for your way in Windsor. Everybody has a fair shot of wintry weather here this go around. It doesn't look like anything we saw last week, and no ice, no that sort of information, the accumulating ice there. Again, we could have a little mixing along the coast there, but nothing like we saw the last 2 weekends with that. But it does look like this is mostly a snow event here for most of us here. So first time in a while. Of course, last year we had it right around this time. Of course, we didn't have this much snow, though, move through, but it was enough to kind of obviously create some issues. But we weren't as cold as we were last year about this time. We were cold for a couple of nights, and we finally warmed up and kind of warmed up till the next storm came. Briefly cooled down and warmed back up again. Whereas this time we have just been cold, locked in it for a while, thanks to a lot of that north flow of that cold air. So on that note, I will conclude this stream for now. I will see you back at 4 p.m. if you want to tune back in for any other questions you may have, or if you just want to watch us and see what's going on. We'll be here with you as well. You can drop your comments, drop your town names, and then in this stream right here with their Dedra, Kinston, everybody, I'm sure a lot of people are excited for everything. Again, of course, everybody's been asking me what's the school decisions for next week. I'm not the superintendent. Don't come to me. I don't make those calls. So definitely some school officials watching, I'm not making that decision. That is their job to do that too. So it's exciting. It's fun. It's a light powdery snow, so you can get out there and enjoy it. It's not going to be this heavy, wet snow. Now, obviously, when it does refreeze at night, it will turn a little icy out there, but most of the winds will blow all this, so help us blow away real quick as we do so on that note. So I will see you back at 4 p.m. We'll talk more about all our wintry weather once again, and then obviously we'll keep you updated on air 4, 5, and 6, and then again, we'll see you most likely somebody will see you back here later on tonight here on Facebook Live, and then again tomorrow morning with Brew and Jim and Gigi. He'll have more updates, information as more data comes in overnight, and we'll hope to kind of solidify this forecast for you indefinitely as we wrap up our biggest snow we've seen in a few years anyway. Of course, last year we had a couple of inches here or there, but nothing like this extent. So it's a lot of exciting things for kids, and I'm sure for the teachers. So until then, I will talk to you back at 4 p.m.